Welcome, and today I'm going to show you about their JList, one of their advanced value setting components. So, what is the JList? But anyway, several of the other advanced setting components as well. Besides JList, you have some other components like JCombo boxes and JTable. Um, so what's the special point about Java Swing, as I already said last time, that it's going to based on the MVC motor. MVC motor, so it's gonna include the motor, view, and the controller. So the things happening this way. So for the motor, it's going to store the data. The motor is going to store the data, so it's going to be displayed by the view. Okay, when user, view is gonna determine how it's gonna look like for the user. Okay, this one's user going to look at their view, and the controller is when user click on there, when user interact with the view. Okay, so the controller going to raise an event. Okay, raise an event, and there won't be an event listener who perform some action over there for action performing. So what is the motor? The motor is normally let's say from the array of data, let's say, or collection of data. Okay, from collection in general, group of data. Okay, group of data, let's say array or collection or array list. Okay, you're going to convert it into the motor. You're going to convert it into the motor. Then you set the motor for the view. The view is going to determine how to display the items to the user. Let's say for the combo box, it's gonna display two items, like one items aligned like this. Okay. Then when user views this one, and when he clicks on this, it's gonna raise an event. Okay, and it's gonna have an action listener. It's gonna perform some action. Okay, perform some action. That one is what happening to almost other kinds of swing components as well. So we're going to learn about JList today. So JList is in charge of, so we're going to create a new one, Java application. Okay, and we're going to choose this one is NetBeans projects is for our NCC, and this one we're going to open it and name this one as JList demo. JList demo. Okay, JList demo. Yep. Okay. So for JList demo, I'm going to go to this package and I'm gonna delete this one. Okay, delete this one. I'm gonna right click on this one, new JFrame form like we often done. I'm gonna copy the project name, paste it here, so it's gonna be default main. Then we have the JFrame here, and I'm gonna test it with a JList. Okay, JList, where is the list? Here, this one. JList is in charge of JList is in charge of what now? JList is in charge of viewing or displaying, okay, and receiving user interact. Okay, so first thing, first, this one is JList. What is our JList? JList is gonna take several of the items and display them one items in a line like this one. So we're going to right click on this one and change variable name. We're going to give the prefix rst for the list, and list one is, let's say, we're going to give list of students. Okay, list of students. Then next thing is for the items here, we can go on the properties and manually click on motor, and we're going to change the data item of the motor. Okay, data item for the motor. Okay, you can change it manually. However, most of the time, if you use a list, most of the time you're going to, let's say, connect to the database, load the data, and set the data by programs. Okay, programmatically change the data item in here, not just automatically change the data items in here. So instead of changing the item manually by hand at coding time, we're going to I'm going to write the code in order to set the list item to this one. So in order to do so, we're going to go on source, okay, source code. Then I think I would explain to you about this one. This one is our JFrame class, which is used to represent the frame or the windows, okay, and it is an extension of javax.swing.jframe, and whenever you create the new instance of this frame, you're going to call to the constructor automatically, and when you call the constructor, you're going to call to init component. This init component is here. This one will create all the objects needed on the interface here. Let's say your JList as well. Here is JList students. It's going to be there, and here is a list of items. Okay, then I would like to create a method. Okay, now I would like to do this one after initting the components, or after creating this component, I would like to populate data. Okay, populate data for the combo box, for the list. Sorry. So I'm going to have an array of students equal to, let's say, student 1, then student 2, then student 3. Okay, this one is an array. Okay, this one is an array, and it's inside the code, and there is no view for it. And we would like to take this array and set it as a data item for this view, or display it this for us to see. Okay, this one is in charge of the view. So now, in order to do so, we're going to declare a default table model. Sorry, default list model. Okay, default list model, and this list model is working with string because our data items are string. Okay, default list model equal to new default list model. Okay, then we're going to make a for loops. Okay, we're going to make a for loops, and we pass all of the students from the list of students to our list model by adding it to default list model. You're going to add the elements. Okay, students. After that, we're going to give this data model to the list. Okay, to the list. So you're going to have like list students dot set model. Okay, set model. Okay, by the default list model like this. Okay, then if we run this one, we'll see if we have any issues or not, or it's gonna work or not. Okay, see. So if you run this one, you'll have a list of 1 student, 2 students, and 3 students correspondingly. Okay, correspondingly. Then putting many codes in the constructor like this is kind of not very good one, because we may have a lot of other things we would like to do over here. So normally for this kind of code, we would like to right click, and I'm going to refactor this one by introduce a refactor. Okay, I want to introduce a method for it. So this one is going to be private method. It's fine. We're going to call populate the list. Okay, populate the list. Click on OK. Then you have our method is here, populate the list, and it's going to be called here. Okay, populate the list is going to be called here. If you execute this one, and you'll see, if you execute this one, and you see our items are now displayed. Okay, so what's the idea right now is, behind there you have an array. Okay, you have an array, and you convert it into data model. Okay, and you add the items of the array into the data model. Then you set that model for the list. Then the list will know how to take the data and display. Okay, because the list now is in charge of the view. Okay, so you already seen this one. So you have a group of data, you set it into the model, then you give it to the view. Okay, then user is gonna look at the view. Okay, now user interact with the view, it's gonna raise an event. Okay, and there is action listener who gonna process it. So we're going to do the events processing for it. So let's say if you click on this one, something should happen. So we're going to create a label. We're going to create a label on the at the end of the list, let's say. So this one list, we're going to edit text. Okay, we're going to do edit text, and this one is selected class. Okay, and I'm gonna access this one in code. So I want to change the variable name. Right click, change variable name, and this one is LBL label selected class. Okay, and whenever user selected a class, it's gonna display on this one. So we're going to right click on this one and events, events, and this one we're going to use, let's say, ancestor, now components, now hierarchy, now input key, list selection. Okay, list selection, when you select and the value changes. Okay, list selection, value change. When the value changes, we're going to get the selected values. Okay, so you can get selected values or selected index is fine, but then in this case we're gonna use selected values. Okay, I think you know, let's say for this item, the selected values is item number 1, but its selected index is 0. Okay, this one is selected item values is item 2 string, but the selected index is 1, so on and so forth. So we're gonna get the selected values. So string selected values equal to list list students dot get selected values, and this selected values, because it can contain any kinds of data over there, so it's going to return you an object, but you do know that object is a string, so you can cast it into a string. Okay, you can cast it into a string, selected values over there. And when you have the selected values already, we're going to set it to the label. Okay, label selected class dot set values. Okay, sorry, set text with selected class 2 dot, and you're gonna add it with selected class. And if you run this one, and if you run this one, if you select a class, it's gonna be selected class is student 1. If you select this one, it's gonna be student 2. If you select this one, it's gonna be student number 3. Okay, if you select this one, it's gonna be student number 3. Okay, that one is about JList. There is, okay, yeah, I was talking about the selected index. You know, instead of getting selected values, you can get the selected index as well. In selected index equal to list of students dot get selected index. Okay, then in other things as well, for list. Okay, for list you can select multiple of the values. Let's say you can select 2 of them. Okay, by clicking on this, or all of them by clicking on this and click shift. Okay, press shift and click on the last one, or you can even click this one, then you're going to click this one as well. Okay, click this one as well. So this one you do have the multiple selection. Okay, you can change the mode selection mode into single selection, so allowing the user to select only one. But if you are working with multiple selection mode, you are able to, let's say, list students dot get selected index. Okay, index or values. Okay, or values, or value list over here, list of values. Okay, value list of values. If you do allow multiple selection, there is another point. About developing the list this way. Okay, populating the list this way is that normally the data model. Okay, normally the list data model is declared outside of the method, of this method, because we may access to this list in from outside. Okay, but that one is another aspect of programming. This one is almost about list, and next time we're gonna show some similar model which is for combo box. Okay.